So we're going to talk about WWE, and to start it off, I wanted to talk about the Clash at the Castle 2024 results. They had about five different championship matches, and that was the Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles I Quit match, the Unholy Union and Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, and I believe it was Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark match for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental title. Bayley and Piper Nevin, for the WWE Women's title. And Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE World Heavyweight title. Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles was kind of being built up over the couple months, I believe. Since after the Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes match. So Cody Rhodes won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, or WWE Undisputed Championship belt in the last WrestleMania we just had, like the most recent one, WrestleMania 40, where he beat Roman Reigns for it after a very impressive, I believe over 3 years holding that title. Very impressive run. Roman dropped the belt to Cody at WrestleMania in what I believe is one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time. I'm not saying the best, but definitely one of the best. The match was Samoan rules, or Bloodline rules. So basically the Bloodline could do whatever the fuck they wanted. And during the match, we saw obviously Roman's typical style of match go, where about when it looks like he's about to lose, one of his Bloodline members will come in and sweep it so that the pin gets interrupted or something happens, right? Which would usually allow Roman to win, because that's how Roman kind of won a lot of his matches, was the Bloodline really just cemented that Roman at this point was a massive cheater. When this was going down, we saw Solo Sikoa, we saw Jimmy Uso we come out, and we had The Rock come out, because The Rock was a part of the Bloodline at that point. And in return, we saw people like Seth Rollins, John Cena, and like The Undertaker come out to stop each and every person that the Bloodline sent. So it was like, I think it was Jimmy Uso came out at some point, and he got knocked over by somebody, I can't remember who, but Seth Rollins came out and was actually beaten, because he dropped the World Heavyweight Championship to Drew McIntyre the night before, who lost it 5 minutes later to Damian Priest, who cashed in his Money in the Bank. But the end result of WrestleMania was probably the best thing I've seen in forever. Fuck Dave Meltzer, I would give that a 5-star. I don't care for Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer is a genuine psychopath in terms of wrestling. He will look at actual 5-star wrestling matches and grade them 3. He's horrid. Going back to Clash at the Castle, Drew McIntyre fought Damian Priest in his home country, Scotland. I love Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is one of my favorite modern day wrestlers. I loved his WWE Championship reign. I love the fact that he worked his way up for it, and then the story behind the COVID stuff happened, and he was the face of WWE for so long through COVID before dropping the title to, I believe it was Bobby Lashley. He shouldn't be going after a new title so far. I mean, I'd say new, but it's just a repurposed World Heavyweight Championship title, because we finally got rid of the Universal title. So I don't think Damian Priest should have won. I think Damian Priest should have dropped it at Glasgow, especially since this is the second time that Drew McIntyre has been in Glasgow, Scotland. Like 2 years in a row, Drew has been in Glasgow, Scotland, and has been embarrassed there twice. Usually when wrestlers are in their hometown, they should get their chance to shine, their moment. I think that he should have should have dropped the title back to Drew, and then maybe they could have started a better storyline from that. I don't know. It's still too early in this rivalry to tell what's going on. Maybe they'll drop this rivalry at the end of the month, but I feel like Drew McIntyre is going to go all out to win a title. I think Sami Zayn has come so far in the company. I think Sami's WWE Universal title shot was awesome. I think when he went up against Roman, I loved that match. It looked like Sami had it in the bag for the bloodline, once again interrupted. And then at WrestleMania, Sami defeated Gunther, who is the current longest reigning WWE Intercontinental Champion. I think he really had his moment to shine there. So him versus Chad Gable, who I think is another prime player in WWE right now, not underutilized, but I feel like we keep him on the mid-card scene for a little longer before throwing him up to the main event. I feel like he would do great with a World Heavyweight title, but I feel we gotta give him some time to flesh out on the independent or on the mid-card. I'm not a big fan. Okay, it's gonna see weird, but I am not the biggest fan of the women's title division. Not because of anything bad. I've never been invested in it as I am with the heroes, like the people I grew up with. So like watching John Cena and all them. I really only watched the women's division for two people, and that was Becky Lynch and Asuka, and they're not really there right now. WrestleMania 36 was where Drew McIntyre won the WWE title for the first time in his entire WWE career. You have your pre-shows. We don't care about those much anymore, unfortunately. Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins are really good as a pair. Kevin Owens likes to do these amazing stunts where he'll climb up onto the top of the arena or something, and he'll just fall and hit you, and he's really good at that. But I just felt like, I don't know, I never really paid much attention to that one. Part one of that night, if I remember correctly. Yeah, part one of that night was Goldberg, who was replacing Roman Reigns against... Goldberg was replacing Roman Reigns against Braun Strowman. And Goldberg and Strowman were just going at it through the match. And then, actually, Strowman managed to reverse Goldberg's finisher and take the title for the first time in his career, which I think was cool. The issue was it was the WWE Universal Championship, which we'll get into as soon as I'm done talking about The Undertaker here. Because I just want to talk about that, and then I'll move on to the titles, because I feel like for a first segment of a video like this, I should at least acknowledge the titles we have had and the titles we currently have. So in the main event of part one, The Undertaker ended up facing AJ Styles in what we called a Boneyard match, which was just a buried alive match in a cemetery and warehouse somewhere. Now, during this entire time, AJ has been absolutely shit-talking Taker, saying he's a shell of his former self, just absolutely dragging this man's name through the ground. And now one thing you're not really supposed to do in wrestling like that is bring up someone's wife. It's actually really funny. Undertaker and AJ, when they worked on this match together and they were working on this rivalry, AJ went all out because he knew Taker personally. He knows Taker very personally. They're good friends. They have, like, I think cottages near each other or something like that. But it was actually his wife that got Taker to come in for this final match, because Taker didn't want to come in. But it was, no, he's going to talk massive crap about me. You need to go in there. And that way, you can get the crowd excited. And Taker ended up winning this fight. It was really cool. You could very tell it was like more pre-recorded movie styled, which meant they had a lot more fun with it. It was really cool too, because like at one point AJ actually breaks his shovel in half, and Styles is getting ready to like dig the hole in. it was funny. All of a sudden, as he's doing it, fucking Undertaker's just right behind him and just starts beating the shit out of him and just fights him all over the just all over the fucking place. Beats the shit out of him, right? And then like at some point near the end of the match, Undertaker's just dragging Styles right over to the grave, right? If I'm remembering it correctly. And he's just dragging his ass over there. And Styles is just like, no, please don't bury me. No, I don't need this. And Undertaker like brings him to his feet, all right? Hugs him and praises him for his efforts, tells him he's not going to bury him, right? And at that point, you're sitting there going, well, then fuck, the match won't end, right? Undertaker turns away, he starts walking off, and then turns around and just fucking kicks him right into the grave. He then starts the tractor, dumps all the dirt into the grave, and buries Styles to win. And then, like, right as the match ends, the camera, like, pans on the grave, and Styles' hand is, like, sticking out from the dirt. And Undertaker's getting on his motorcycle to get away to, like, his theme music, which is, like, or, well, not his theme music, but when he arrived on his motorcycle, there was, like, a Metallica song. Oh, fuck, what was it? I think it was Now That We're Dead by Metallica. Yeah, so that was night 1 of WrestleMania 36, because WrestleMania has been doing 2 nights for a little while now. During the events of WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble is coming, and at this point, Drew McIntyre's hot. He just came in 2019. He's really going hard, right? Like, people are loving this. This is when COVID-19 was happening, and it was fucked. Oh, this was also This was also Edge's first WrestleMania back since an injury in 2011. I forgot to mention that. That was also one of my favorite matches. Drew McIntyre, who, like I said, was just going hot at this point, came into the match. Claymore kicks Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar goes over the ropes. Then goes on to win the WrestleMania, or the Royal Rumble match, and completely decides, fuck it, I'm going against Drew. I want to go against Brock Lesnar. And the entire time, now this is before COVID took that massive fucking hit to WWE, Drew, the entire time after this, is saying he's going to beat Brock Lesnar in under 5 minutes. Under 5 minutes. Fucking did it. A WrestleMania came, he came out. Now at this point, WWE is, the fate of WWE was uncertain. They didn't know if they didn't know if they were going to continue WWE because of COVID, but they ended up doing it, and because of that, they were able to do these matches. But they did it where you didn't have anybody in the arena except for the wrestlers. It was all computerized screens. So Drew McIntyre beat Brock Lesnar, and I believe 4 minutes. A lot of people got their first, well, not a lot of people, but some people got their first ever championships during COVID. Drew McIntyre got his first ever title from COVID. Bobby Lashley got his first ever WWE title from COVID. Actually, The Miz had his second ever WWE title run during COVID when he cashed in Money in the Bank to beat Drew McIntyre to win the title from him. If you want to learn more about it, my recommendation to anybody watching this video is go and watch something called Dark Side of the Ring. It's on Crave. You can probably watch it online if you want to too. Just go look up the Bret Hart episode of the Montreal Screwjob, because there's so much behind the scenes shit that went on. Essentially, Bret Hart was ending his contract. But for now, that's going to be it for today until I can come up with more material.